reckless car theft turned into a multi-state chase, causing chaos on the streets and putting police officers in extreme danger. Dallas, Texas, police were tracking a suspected stolen U-Haul truck, but as they closed in, the driver rammed into a patrol car, triggering an intense pursuit.
Put the registration info on them.
The suspect had no intention of stopping. He used the truck like a battering ram, crashing into other vehicles and endangering innocent civilians on the streets of Dallas. After multiple collisions, the suspect sped into a crowded neighborhood, throwing traffic into chaos. Officers had to act fast before things spiraled out of control. Cornered, he pulled out a weapon and fired at the police. After a tense standoff, he was shot in the leg and taken into custody, now facing severe criminal charges. Tennessee, a petty thief was caught at a convenience store, but when officers approached, he attacked, stole a patrol car, and initiated a wild getaway. Drove at high speeds through packed streets, forcing police to deploy every available unit to stop him. His reckless actions put both law enforcement and innocent bystanders in grave danger. Police set up roadblocks and used specialized vehicles to box him in. Losing control, the suspect crashed into a thicket and was forced to flee on foot. The chase continued on the ground. With the help of K9 units, officers surrounded him. The suspect tried to hide but was quickly subdued and arrested. New York. A limousine driver recklessly sped down the highway, ignoring all dangers. The weight of the vehicle made it difficult for officers to keep up. The suspect refused to surrender. He drove the limo in reverse through a busy neighborhood, creating an unprecedented scene of chaos before crashing into a tree. When officers moved in, they discovered the reason for his escape. His license had been suspended. He now faced serious charges for his dangerous stunt. Georgia, a stolen pest control truck carrying hazardous chemicals became the center of a high-speed chase. The driver rammed a police vehicle, escalating the situation to a crisis level.
westbound.
The suspect weaved through traffic at breakneck speed, forcing dozens of vehicles off the road. Police had no choice but to take extreme measures to protect public safety.
Samboy Robert 9511. We're going to be going southbound, flipping, approaching Jodico. 9511. We're going to be going southbound on Jodico, approaching Jodico Station Street.
Surrounded, he made a final desperate attempt to escape. But as his tires were shot out, the vehicle spun out of control, marking the end of one of the most dangerous pursuits in the area.
Trying to get a bit on. The truck's a little too big. Trying to get a bit on.
The chase intensifies as the Georgia State Patrol takes over. The suspect tries to accelerate, weaving through traffic in a desperate attempt to escape, but the officers are ready to act. A tactical maneuver is executed to box him in. However, the suspect quickly recovers, regains control, and continues his reckless escape, escalating the situation even further.
Eastbound Jodico approaching Summerfield Drive, speeds 52, please be going to pit times 2.
We're going northbound right now. Oh my God. Just round across the road. Oh shit.
He steers into narrow residential streets, attempting to evade capture. The officers remain relentless, determined not to let him endanger more innocent civilians.
Henry just got out with that 41. Didn't make no type of feel, but they ran off the road.
This guy is 24. I told radio to tell Henry to get up ahead of us and some stop signs. I have to get the bag back.
No, it's a work truck flatbed.
Right.
It's a pest control, so all of the equipment is on the back of it. It's literally a flatbed with shit on the back of it.
One of his tires is punctured, causing the vehicle to swerve uncontrollably. Despite his best efforts to stabilize, law enforcement prepares for the final takedown.
crossing back over to the right side. We're crossing over Highway 42. Up, making a left turn on the Highway 42. We're going off the road. Here we go. Hold on.
After veering off the road, he tries to flee on foot but is immediately subdued by police. The intense pursuit has finally come to an end. In Arkansas, a stolen Ford Mustang becomes the centerpiece of a high-speed pursuit. The chase was initially called off due to extreme danger, but soon after, the stolen vehicle resurfaced. The suspect barrels down an off-ramp, unaware that police have set up a blockade ahead. With every possible escape route cut off, he is trapped. As officers tighten the perimeter, he desperately searches for an exit. However, with limited space and challenging terrain, he finds himself in an increasingly precarious situation. Continues evading police, navigating a winding road at dangerous speeds. Every passing second increases the risk of a catastrophic crash, forcing officers to take immediate action.
Okay, now I'm trying to get across the border. We took a run on this curve. I don't know, there's no road sign. That's the road turn up. We're almost there. Let's say there's they're coming to you. If you can get up to that intersection, you'll be right in front of them. I'm not here to make it. That's the other side. I'm like came out further down. I'm the wrong stuff here. If I need to turn around, I need to get back the way you're going. 30 to 5 is back behind you, comment that road. That's not a straight, Jeff. Shut down the whole road. Up to the stop sign, he is. He's surrounded, he's off in the ditch. We're down in here on 326.
The Mustang loses control and plunges into a roadside ditch. When apprehended, the suspect simply utters a regretful statement. "I just wanted to drive it once in my life." On December 20th, 2022, in Houston County, Georgia, a Georgia state trooper attempted to stop a vehicle for a traffic violation. However, the driver, Christopher Rodriguez, 33, refused to comply and sped away. The chase escalates as Rodriguez suddenly brandishes a firearm and opens fire on pursuing officers, all while maintaining high speeds on the road. Rodriguez loses control and crashes into the roadside, but as officers approach, he abruptly jumps out of the vehicle and flees toward a nearby residential area.
There's a one Robert Stevens should be up here with me. This one's the bio lab. Going to the back of bio lab. On the back of bio lab. On the back of bio lab. He's jumping up. Push bond. Push bond. Jump your head. Jump your head. Jump your head.
Attempting to evade capture, he sneaks into a gated apartment complex. However, before he can get far, officers spot him trying to steal a BMW from the parking lot. Law enforcement quickly closes in, blocking every escape route. After a brief struggle, Rodriguez is subdued and taken into custody, putting an end to his reckless crime spree. Rodriguez had no intention of stopping. He had just stolen a BMW and continued his escape. Police immediately pursued, determined not to let him get away.
We're going back on 247. Take up good. One towards 311. One towards he don't even get near the north, one towards south.
Traffic ahead was getting heavier. Rodriguez weaved through vehicles, desperately trying to break free from the police blockade, but the patrol units stayed close behind. The stolen BMW sped down the interstate. He believed this car would give him the advantage, but officers were not giving up so easily. Attempting to evade a police blockade, Rodriguez nearly caused a catastrophic crash. Fortunately, the trooper maintained control and stayed on his tail. Rodriguez exited the highway, turning onto a desolate road. The narrowing space provided police with the perfect opportunity to bring the chase to an end.
There was a house kind of on the left side, all over it, all over it. He's getting off on the 149 now, 149.
Losing control, Rodriguez veered off into a ditch and got stuck. With no way out, he had no choice but to surrender.
So, all the road. WAL, yeah, coming up to a stop sign, we'll be over here by Miles Market. It looks like it's gonna be a bush line, very bush line. It looks like it's gonna be a bush line. Yep, it's gonna be in the pink area. It's gonna be a bush line.
Atlanta, Georgia. A stolen landscaping truck was headed into the city. Officers quickly identified it and attempted a stop, but the driver refused to comply. The suspect accelerated, ignoring all police commands. Law enforcement formed a pursuit strategy, determined to prevent further danger. He recklessly drove against traffic, weaving erratically to evade capture. The escalating danger forced officers to act swiftly. Surrounded, the stolen truck lost control and flipped over. Officers quickly moved in, shattered the windshield, and dragged the suspect out. The driver was identified as Tyrell Williamson. After receiving treatment for minor injuries, he was transported to the Fulton County Jail, where he was officially charged. With a list of criminal offenses, both Rodriguez and Williamson now face severe sentences. These high-speed chases serve as a stark warning about the consequences of defying the law.